Curious about what's going on with Bosa's Main Bellevue project? Me too. So here we are in downtown Bellevue, and in this video we're going to share everything we know so far. Hey, I'm Matt Goyer, Bellevue and Seattle area real estate agent, helped lots of people buy and sell new construction condos over the years. My contact info is below, feel free to reach out. But let's dig in and see what's going on with Main Bellevue. So what do we know about Main Bellevue? Well, we know it's at Main Bellevue in downtown Bellevue. The developer Bosa bought this land back in 2021 for a whopping $127 million and has already made some progress on permitting. From permit filings, we know that Main Bellevue is going to be made up of 3 towers, each 27 stories, for a total of 455 units. It's going up at 102 Bellevue Way Northeast, just south of Bosa's 188. Now, they're not going to build such a big project all at once. They're likely going to do it in phases, and it sounds like they're going to start with the North Tower, which is going to be a bummer for people who own on the south side of 188, since they're now going to be looking at this new building. Now, what about amenities? We don't have any information on the amenity package just yet, but we do know from Bosa's other projects in the area that they build amenity-rich buildings. Here's a look at the pool that they have in 188. Here's a look at the rooftop deck they did at Insignia. So definitely some nice amenity features, which I imagine they'll roll out with this building too. But the big question is, are they going to do a rooftop deck? They're not doing a rooftop deck with Park Row. And right now, Main Bellevue is the only downtown Bellevue condo that has a rooftop amenity. What's pricing going to look like? Well, there's no details on pricing yet. We think Park Row is going to price at $2,000 a square foot. This project will probably price below Park Row. It's not going to have the same views that Park Row has, but it'll be built later. So perhaps with inflation, it'll end up being priced similarly just a couple years later. So when are sales going to start? Well, they haven't started yet. And we imagine they're actually going to start sales of Park Row before they start sales on Main Bellevue. And given that Main Bellevue is such a large project, they're likely going to sell it in phases. So we're likely a couple years out before sales start on Main Bellevue. But if you want to stay in the loop with what's going on with Main Bellevue in terms of sales and pricing, contact info is below. Feel free to reach out, and we're happy to add you to our list and let you know when we hear more. When's it going to complete? Well, I imagine they're going to start construction on Park Row first, and they haven't started on that. This is going to come after that. So I think we're 4 or 5 plus years out on Main Bellevue. Will it be called Main Bellevue? We have no idea. It seems like a reasonable working name for now, but perhaps they'll pick something sexier in a couple years. So who's building Main Bellevue? Well, it's Bosa Development. They're a developer out of Vancouver. This is going to be their 4th or 5th project in the area by the time they get to it. Their first project was Insignia in Seattle's Belltown neighborhood, a twin tower, 698 unit condo building, and then they built 188. Seems like Park Row's next, and then this will follow after that, though they might slide in a project in downtown Seattle before then. So how does this fit in with Bosa's other downtown Bellevue projects? Well, we've got 188 that they've already built, and then Park Row is coming up kitty corner to that. And then they're going to be working on Main Bellevue, this 3-tower project, which they'll build in phases, starting with the North Tower. And this rendering shows how it all kind of fits together. So that's everything we know about Main Bellevue. If you need a real estate agent to help you navigate buying a new construction condo in Bellevue or Seattle, I'd be happy to help. My contact info is below. Feel free to reach out over text or email. If you want to get more updates on Main Bellevue as we hear about them, you could hit subscribe, or you can send me a text or email. I'll add you to our distribution list. If you're curious about Bosa's other project, Park Row, that's going to come before this one, check out this other video we did on that. If you made it this far, please hit like. Thanks a lot for watching.